We are back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. Dr. Tony O'Donnell is with us. Radiant Greens. What is Radiant Greens?
Radiant Greens is a superfood that I brought from my native Ireland to this country. It's now one of the most widely accepted superfood in the entire country. It's in health food stores all over the place. So what I did was I looked at the longest lived people in the world. I wanted to see what they're eating. I knew it wasn't ding dongs and donuts and big gulps and chitlins and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to see what they were eating. I wanted to know why they were so lean, why they were so fit, why they were so healthy, but more importantly, why they were so happy. Here's the deal. The further away we get from Mother Nature, the sicker we become, and the closer we stay to Mother Nature, the healthier we become. So the longest lived people in the world honor Mother Earth. They worship the sun.
And it's not always the richest people in the world, is it? By any means.
No, but they're very rich in health.
Yeah, but I guess I mean financially. I mean you can live simply.
Live simply to simply live. My mother did not have a lot other than what 11 brothers and sisters would send home when we, because I moved to America, the rest of the family moved to Scotland. We would send home money to help our mother. She was the happiest woman I've ever encountered in my entire life. I miss her terribly. I miss my dear father and mother. They were such great people. So Radiant Greens is a combination of superfoods historically that have been used by indigenous tribes and cultures and ethnicities from around the world with tremendous research. 32 different herbs all together in one bottle. And so it's a powder.
It's a powder.
It's a powder.
Okay.
You take a tablespoon, put it in your blender. In fact, I have a bottle in the studio. We'll probably show it in the next break.
Okay.
You take a tablespoon, put it in your blender, put it in your cup, stir it up and drink it. And you notice the difference in your hair, your skin, and your nails. And you stay really lean and fit.
Is maca in it?
There's no maca in it because maca is an aphrodisiac. And,
well, that's not what I was asking. But is it? Yeah, I've heard of maca. I'm just naming some of these things that pop up here all of a sudden.
Maca is really good for sexual energy, sexual health. If you have challenges with sexual health, so maca is a single herb on its own, standalone. That's actually researched and has some good research and has some good therapeutic benefits.
Okay, but what you're talking about is greens, and that's what people. I think Americans don't eat enough greens in general.
86% of the population don't eat any. Yet the Framingham study out of Massachusetts, which is a $30 million study, says the following. In cultures, and I don't make any claims about any of this is public knowledge, in cultures that consume the most amount of dark leafy greens, there's less degenerative disease. In fact, they say if you should be consuming technically 13 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables every day. Most of us just don't do that, hence the reason why we have so much cancer. I lost my fiance to cancer. She weighed 87 pounds. This is why I'm so passionate. This is why I'm thankful and grateful for the show. Thankful to you, thankful to everybody here at Channel 5 and Talk of the Town and the show that you're doing right now is to educate people on taking their health back and making better decisions. Who wants to be in pain?
Right.
Who wants to be in pain?
It's crazy about the greens in this country. For the longest time, the kale was a little garnish on your plate around the big steak. Now kale's the thing that you should have been eating all along.
You know what, UCLA, exactly, at UCLA in Los Angeles, 1953, 54, give or take a year or so, they showed that 1 cup of broccoli would give you 500 milligrams of calcium. Today, you'd need at least 40 cups. What's happened? Our soil has been eroded. We're growing the same crops on the same piece of soil over and over and over. Poor crop rotation. So no fertilization of the land. My late father and the farmers would say in Ireland, oh boy, if we don't fertilize the land today, we won't have a good harvest. And they were right.
They're exactly right.
I was a kid, I didn't understand it. Now I understand it.
So broccoli still looks the same, but it doesn't have the same nutrition it once did.
Not at all. The soil is completely deficient, hence the reason why we need to supplement.
Let's go next to Mary. Mary, good morning. Hi, Mary.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I have a quick question. I was just listening, and he was talking about his product, and I have a question. I have psoriatic arthritis, so I have to inject myself once a week, and this medication basically kind of shuts down my immune system. In the past, I've tried to use other supplements, but those usually activate my immune system, which will give me a terrible flare-up. So I was wondering, is that something that could happen if I try your product? That's kind of my first question. And the second question I had is, I am trying to go on a pescatarian diet, but I find that I need a little bit more protein, so I started using hemp protein. It's the only one that I am not allergic to. Do you think it's healthy to have that maybe once or twice a day?
Well, thank you for your call. Thank you for your call. May I ask how old you are now?
I am 40.
You're 40 years old. So what I suggest that you do is to go on a cleanse to get rid of some of the debris and the waste matter and some of the pharmaceuticals that you have experienced. How long have you been on meds?
On the medicine?
Yes.
It's been 10 years.
10 years. So what happens with medication is they create a lot of imbalance in the body, in the bloodstream, psychologically, biologically, physiologically. So what I suggest you do is to go on a cleanse, and if you wish to email me, I'm sure the station will give that out, or call me, or go onto my website. I'd be happy to write up a natural herbal remedy for you that would actually address some of the challenges and ease of movement and mobility that you're currently faced with. When we take medication into our body, it throws off our whole equilibrium. The pH scale of the body goes from 0 to 14. 7.0 is neutral. Anything above 7.0 is alkaline. Anything below is acidic. Hence one of the reasons why you're suffering from some of these conditions. When you have an overactive immune system, obviously you get headaches, you have lack of sleep, you have disturbed sleep, you're restless, agitated. You notice all those things happening?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Every single day.
Yeah, I know. So I get to witness and observe this on a daily basis dealing with my patients. So what I suggest you do is to send me an email or call my office, and then I'll be back in Los Angeles in a week or so, and I can get that program together for you to help you wean off some of those meds with, of course, the permission of your doctor and with your own permission, so that all drugs have side effects. And you process them all through the liver, hence the reason why you're having those challenges. So we want to find balance. A balanced life and balanced nutrition is really good. This is what Nick and I are talking about. And then, of course, prayer and meditation, but getting rid of some of the excess meds that you're taking that are causing these side effects is the first step that I would do for you if you came into my office. So pea protein, pea, rice, hemp, and chia, really good source of protein.
Those are good proteins.
Yeah,
do you prefer that to whey protein?
Yeah, I like whey protein too. The problem is with all of these proteins, the animals are injected. I'm a farm boy from Ireland, first of all. All of the animals are injected with bovine growth hormone. Not all of the animals, but a certain percentage of animals in this country, in North America, around the world, are injected with bovine growth hormone to speed up their milk production, and they're fed a lot of grains that are GMO and makes them very heavy. The heavier they are, they take them to the slaughter and they get more money for them.
Sure.
And then we ingest stuff that's just not good for us. So I would advocate for you a more plant-based diet. I'd be very careful with the pescatarian, particularly with the fish, because a lot of fish have a lot of mercury. You know, I was watching CNN a while back, and Anderson Cooper, who I really like, I think he's a great journalist, he's a good human being. He had 2 fish dinners in Alaska, and his mercury levels were off the charts.
Really?
When he was tested. This is the problem that we're faced with in the world today. Our food should not be tainted. We shouldn't have to question our food at restaurants. We need to hold them accountable. We need to ask them, you shouldn't be eating farm-raised. You shouldn't be eating mercury. You shouldn't be having mercury in your mouth. We need to hold everybody accountable for what it is that we eat, because our food, unfortunately, you are what you eat. Our food's making us sick, unfortunately.
That is kind of, so you're very, very picky, and thank you for your call, Mary. You're very picky where you eat. I know you are what you eat. When you mentioned restaurants, I was thinking about this, and you told
I avoid them.
You avoid them. You told me you went to a couple of some of our good vegetarian restaurants we have here in Nashville that you're discovering.
Yeah.
But I mean, how do you know? I mean, you avoid them in general. You just assume. I mean, what questions do you ask when you go to a restaurant?
You want to ask, is it gluten-free? Is it wheat-free? Is it non-GMO? What kind of oils do they use? I don't want to be anal and you know, just completely obnoxious when you go to these restaurants.
So you
call ahead of time.
Okay.
And you find out, and then of course you look up Yelp and see what they're using.
Yeah, you get
I found
a good
great
referral.
restaurants here. I mean, the most important thing that I found here is that people are spectacular. They're warm.
Yep.
They're inviting.
Yep.
They're graceful. They're helpful, and they're active.
But gluten-free, and I respect that. Not everyone has to be. You probably recommend it for everyone, but I mean, I'm sorry, and I know maybe you've got some gluten-free breads, or they suck. All right, I'm sorry, man. Gluten-free pizza, you can have it. I eat that thing, and it tastes okay going down, and then my stomach bothers me after I eat gluten-free.
Right.
So, and I understand for some, if you have that problem, celiac or whatever it is, good for you. But I ain't cutting out bread.
No, you don't have to cut out bread.
It's going to be in moderation, but I don't like gluten-free bread.
I love it. Well,
I just
it's
don't.
all about balance.
Who does? Unless you're sick, why would you? I mean, it's not as good.
Here's the interesting thing is, if you're sick, that's the key word.
Well, yeah, and I understand that completely.
And you know,
it makes you feel better.
I have people saying to me, Dr. Tony, I wish I would have listened to you when you spoke to me 6 months or a year ago, whenever.
Yeah.
And it's all about gluten-free bread is not the answer. Wheat is not the issue. It's all of the trans fats, the saturated fats, the GMOs, the cigarettes, the lack of exercise, the energy drinks. Not all of them are bad either. So it's all about finding balance. If you can find balance, you could be healthy.
Yeah, but is it true? I mean, you're Irish. Did you come in this morning eating a McMuffin, an egg McMuffin?
No, sir.
When's the last time you had fast food?
Fast food, man.
See,
I haven't.
You haven't.
I haven't. No, I just don't do it anymore.
Oh, I know you haven't. I'm sure you haven't.
Know what? Here, and I will be really honest with you. When I'm on the road, and I travel all the time, because I have like suits with me, clothes with me, books with me, DVDs, CDs with me. I've got vitamins, supplements. My room looks like a health food store. Really, at the hotel there at the Marriott. I'm surprised they actually let me in the hotel.
You're a dealer.
I got stuff in my pocket. Listen,
you said you had a pocket full of turmeric.
Yes, I got more stuff in my pockets because I haven't had a chance yet to. I mean,
so you'll take. Oh, look at you have a pocket full of pills there.
Yeah, I got a phone here, which I'll put away.
Well, okay.
Look, these are some of the stuff that I take.
What's the dark one? The gelatin tab.
Oh, this is CoQ10 for the heart.
That's for the heart. And then the yellow stuff I know is turmeric, right? What's the green? That's
the other stuff is magnesium. This is to regulate the heart muscle. So I take this stuff to keep my inflammatory response down, which is good anyway. By the way, I had my blood work done, just to give you an idea. I had my blood work done by my colleague in Los Angeles. Not to be boastful, here's what he said.
Yeah, what's your cholesterol?
Oh, it's really low. It's really low.
HDL, LDL, good ratio?
Really good. Really
Triglycerides?
Good. Well, non-existent because I'm vegetarian. Yeah, of course. Here's the deal. Triglycerides are bad for cardiovascular disease. Here's what they discovered. I just met a man the other day, yesterday in fact, he said he had a heart attack. I said, how's your cholesterol? He said it was perfect. So we now know that cholesterol is not the issue. We need cholesterol to make hormones.
You need it for your brain, too.
You need it for your brain,
yeah,
exactly.
I agree with you 100%
Fats are
on that.
good as long as you have the right type of fat.
Right.
So I had my blood work done in LA by my friend who's a sports doctor for the Lakers, and he says, the best blood I've seen in 40 years. What are you doing? So I have made it a choice for me personally to eat healthy, because I'm in the public eye. I'm on television, I'm on radio, I write books.
Practicing what you preach.
I'm practicing what I preach, but I break out once in a while. I have some coconut ice cream once in a while. I have a pizza once in a while. I love food. And I'm vegetarian. I have to eat every 2 days.
You can have wonderful food as a vegetarian.
Wonderful food as a vegetarian. I said there's some great restaurants.
Hummus is fantastic.
Hummus is good. So this is magnesium, helps regulate the heart muscle, and this is turmeric.
Anti-inflammatories.
CoQ10 for the heart, because I have heart disease in my family. My father was a heavy smoker. My brother was a heavy smoker.
So you're dealing with what you acknowledge also could be genetics.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're maybe predisposed to some, but you don't smoke like your father did.
Exactly. I don't have those issues, but I want to make sure that I am being proactive.
This is protective. Listen, let's take a break on that note. When we come back, all of a sudden, you can leave the pills up here if you want. We've got a bunch more phone calls. We only have one more segment. So we'll take a break and be back with a bunch of those right after this. What's